Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. 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 Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Hi everybody, welcome to FootballTakes. I'm your host, Daiki, and here with me is your co-host, Simplicio, and welcome to Football Takes once more. Today we are going
Yeah,
to dive into a few things, the news, breaking news of the week, and we're going to also try and do a preview, a recap first of the midweek cup games, and then followed by a preview of the weekend matches. So, introduce yourself, Mr. Host. Please tell the viewers a little about you before we move on.
okay. Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's Steven or Simplicio as this show might have it, but yeah, it's me again, your favorite Liverpool fan, and with this, what else about me? I think that's all you need to know in the sense in context to this show, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's good enough.
yeah,
That's good enough.
yeah,
I don't think the viewers are picky at all. So
yeah.
we'll be going on, and we'll be starting from the big news of the week. The big news of the week
Mm.
was the sacking of Eric Ten Hag. And what do you make of this news? Before I give my own take on the matter, what do you think?
Okay, so Eric Ten Hag, I think the news came depends on the end of the spectrum where you belong. So if you're on the end of being a Manchester United fan, this is a good news. But like for the lot of us all opposing fans, I think this is like bad news and stuff. I think we are thrown into a whirlwind of uncertainties. Although Mayu tends to make very poor decisions when selecting their coaches, I think, yeah, they might have just gotten a gem or they might have still gotten something mediocre. So we can't tell. I think the sense of uncertainty is what we are not happy about. But I think Eric Ten Hag actually has had a good run. Looking at his stats, he was appointed in 2022 and this 2024, that's just 2 years running, and he has an FA Cup and an EFL Cup to his name. I think that's not an easy feat. I think Ateta, with all the good football he has played, has just one FA Cup to his name, and yeah, so I think it's just narratives, right? Because how, and I think it's like a lot of things piling up from Cristiano Ronaldo's Criollo saga to Jadon Sancho's saga as well, now to Anthony, his prime player, not performing as well with some kind of big match losses in the sense of Tottenham and West Ham as well. So I think these have all come together to just make it right for the board to say goodbye to him.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a very good take on the matter. I think Eric Ten Hag sacking was inevitable. It was already a matter of time for when he's going to be sacked. But
Mm.
I, as a rival fan, to be honest, I'm not happy with this because it means, in one aspect, that Manchester United might be heading in the right direction. They might they might have gotten, they might be on their way back, but it's led to know because the same feeling that's around the new manager, which we'll get to talk about later, is the same feeling that was there when Eric Ten Hag got into the job. It seems for some reason the Manchester United job always seemed to be bigger than the coaches. But this time around might be different because a few things have been changed. A few underlying factors have changed. With Ineos coming in, trying to do some groundwork, trying to put in people in place that actually know what they can see, what about football. People who has been around the game, people who've done things at several places like the person they got from Man City, Omar Barada, and Dan Ashworth that they got from Newcastle. So they are bringing in footballing gurus per se, and those people are now on the bedrock, and then they are now bringing in.
Artlist.io.
Yeah, they're bringing in a new manager way too late, and is how many months? Is 10? Is 9 games late for me, but it's better late than never. And uh, so there are a lot of pros to this issue, and I would say at the moment it looks like a good decision, but where they go from here is how they're going to be judged. So for now, it's a good decision, not good for the rival fans, but we'll see what actually happens eventually. So that's my take on Eric Ten Hag. It was a decision that was meant to happen because he wasn't playing good football. He wasn't also getting the results. It looked like the players had already given up on him. But to his credit, he's done well. He's actually he's actually won trophies where some of the other people haven't won trophies. But the type of football that he
Exactly.
played, the way he's handled the players, he's been totally off.
Abysmal.
Yeah, it's been off. Yeah, moving on from this topic, now moving on to the new man, Ruben Amorim, who was confirmed today as the new Manchester United coach. Firstly, what do you think about this appointment? That's
Okay.
from a perspective of Ruben Amorim. And then what do you think about the fact that he's not starting right away? What do you think? What impact do you think that is going to have on the team, or if any?
Okay, I think the only reason he's not starting right away is just because Ruven Nistelrooy is actually a Manchester United legend. So I think they are just giving him that courtesy of giving him some time to like actually adapt with the team or do whatever. It doesn't really make any sense, right? Because in the sense of the fact that he is still eventually going to leave the club because you have already appointed someone else. So why not the person gets started, starts, adapting himself to whatever the situation would be on the long run. But Manchester United has always been a team that is always a sucker to what the press and whatever is saying, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's just basically because it doesn't make any on real time. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any listen. But yeah. So, but on the appointment itself, I think it's still one of those hit or miss kind of appointments because Ruben Amorim is literally coming out of left field. He's not literally not. He's not quote unquote, your type of Manchester United coach, not high profiled, and not a lot of years of football under his belt. He started coaching in 2018, so this is basically his sixth year on the job, and he's now he has to now bear the weight of coaching the likes of people that has even played football more than he has been a coach, right? So it's I think it's still one of those hit or miss kind of appointments that Manchester United over the recent years have become traditionally known for. Because I think uh, there are coaches out there that when you get them in, you are very sure that you are going to win trophies. In the sense of someone like Conte, if
Yeah.
he was available. So but I think Conte is like one of those persons that you are very sure you are going to contend or have a
Yeah,
say for a trophy.
that's a good take on it. Although, yeah, so I think it has its pros and cons. It was as if Man United have now gone back 2 years back to when they appointed Ten Hag.
Ten Hag.
But the difference now is they have background, which that background we would like to see how strong it is. But they've essentially appointed a project manager, and I've got a few problems with how this is going to pan out. I think it could be a hit because he could come in and he could surprise everyone. He could be very good, and we've had surprises in the Premier League. We've had Arne Slot who's coming. Everybody thinking he's not going to be able to cope under the pressure, and so
Okay, I would like to say Arne Slot is not a surprise because he came in and adopted or inherited a very, very good team. Like the team a year before was contending on all fronts for every trophy, right? So this is a very, very different end of the
No,
spectrum when you're talking about Manchester United, right?
no.
Because honestly, yeah,
I understand you're saying he's a very he adopted a very good team. That's true. He adopted a very good team. Manchester United, as they are now, if you bring in a ready-made coach, I'm sure with the players they have top-class players who can give in the result more than what they're giving in. So now, what I'm saying is that he could come in and these players buy into his philosophy and they deliver immediately. That could happen, and that's going
yeah,
to be a
obviously,
surprise. That's going to be a
yeah.
surprise because Manchester United are not playing well at the moment. But you can't tell me that this team is not good enough to play well because the team has got the personnel to play well. So
I think,
he could come in, give his style, and they buy into it, and he plays well. Or it could also be, as most project managers, he could also need 3 to 4, 2 to 3, or even 3 to 4 transfer windows to get his own players in. Because a lot of players that are in now at Ten Hag players. Firstly, that's the young ones at Ten Hag players. The established ones are already made players that they could either buy into the ethos of what Amorim is going to be doing, or they could decide that they are going elsewhere, or that they can go elsewhere. So it depends.
yeah,
So it depends on what. Like it could go both ways, and either way that it goes, I think if they buy into it, that means you will see a very rejuvenated Manchester United, just the same way we saw in the midweek game, which we'll get into, the
hmm,
Carabao Cup, which we'll get into how revived the team looked, and now, or he could have to come in and try and use this whole season, to assess the players, know the players that can play what he really wants, and then by the summer or the transfer, they now get rid of all the players they feel that are not going to be here or are not going to be like part of the project. It happened in Chelsea where uh, the board came in and they were like, even the players they bought initially, when was Egbali took over, the players even Todd Bowley bought in were sold because they were no longer fitting the plan. So it depends on what Ineos and the whole management structure want. If they want
yeah,
a manager that could come in, tweak a few screws, and Man U starts winning again, maybe they would have gone for a quote-unquote established manager like the Tuchels, your Contes. That will get the team either playing or they getting their own players, and Manchester United wouldn't have to wait a long time. Amorim, on the other hand, could be that type of, nobody knows, he could be that type of coach, or he could be someone that needs, like an Arteta, that needs a few years to get his message across and to be able to get the players playing the way they are, because the players actually have to unlearn, if they have to unlearn a few things to be able to play the way all these things depends on the way they adapt. So it could be a long game or it could be a quick game, but also it being a quick game is not a guarantee that it's going to be a success, because players can play well. Example is Tottenham Hotspur. Ange Postecoglou came in 10 games unbeaten, and then what's happening now? Why is everybody turning on Ange? Because they feel he's no longer living. But Ange is not a bad coach. He's just coming. He's done his part, and Tottenham are not willing to spend money to get there. So that's my take on it. So it could be a very big hit, or it could be a miss, and Man United could also go to the point where, because there's no guarantee that Amorim wouldn't end up like his predecessors. They've had so many coaches. They've had Ten Hag, when he came from Ajax, was one of the most sought after coaches.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
he came in. He had an interview with them in London, and then he was telling them he has project. They were telling him, he said he's ready to start and all those. He came in with a lot of big expectations, and he literally changed his style of play of what he was playing in Ajax, and started playing whatever that, like, I don't know what he started playing in Man United. He wasn't even playing the same thing he was playing in Ajax. So we don't know what's going to happen. So it's a blank canvas now, which is maybe exciting for Manchester United fans, which very good so, but uh, is someone we all have to watch closely because I think a lot of people are probably thinking now, oh, Man U is back, but that's not the case. You have to watch and see. Even Chelsea, that Chelsea is improving, it's not still the foolish article. It's still a lot of work in progress there. So,
Yeah,
what's your
so
take on that?
basically, maybe just a final stuff
Yeah,
on the matter. So basically, I understand where you're coming from in the sense of him being a black canvas, him being able to either be a hit or a miss, and you also feel that the fact that he has some other stuff bothered
yeah,
around him helps him in the sense of you know being able to achieve or focus on basically managing the players and
yeah,
setting out a clear criteria for what he wants and what he does not want. But I think over the years, if we've looked at Manchester United closely, we must have noticed that Manchester United is not a team that is okay, that has lacked in experienced coaches, right? I don't think like Eric Ten Hag now has was also came in as a black canvas. Let me just create a parallel lines with him and yes, okay. Here Ten Hag was also a black canvas, even a better canvas in the sense of what
yeah,
he had already achieved before
yeah.
coming here. So
Because
let's say what he didn't have was maybe that backbone that Enos and the rest of the lot bring now. But
yeah,
I think more and more when I look at Manchester United, I think what is missing basically is not the ability to coach or ability
yeah,
to I think it comes down to human management and and presence. I think
yeah.
these are the two major things that the
So
two
man
coaches have.
management.
Man management and then presence. I think these are the things that Manchester United has missed in the coaches they have brought in since the days of Moyes, which was after Alex Ferguson. Because even even at the dying embers,
Only was a good man manager.
yes, that's the stuff. But then again, only even had a very good season. I think there was a season he
Yeah,
finished
he finished
second,
second.
right?
Was it
Yeah,
second or third? I think.
I think that was second, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I can now will not be able to say talk about his prowess tactically, right? But even his ability to manage players was able to like spur them on to a very good season,
Yeah,
and then with Ten Hag on the other end of the spectrum that has very poor man
yeah,
management, like probably the poorest I've ever seen. But then again, has is technically good, right? And
yeah,
then he's able to fail continuously with this thing.
yes,
So you see that it's when you look at the spectrum, it's not really about what you can do or what you were able to do tactically or how
yeah,
you're able to adapt tactically. I think it's more about what you can get out of your players and how much respect do these players have for you going forward. Like, are you someone that when you come get into the dressing room, people are like, okay, we want to play for him as well as also listening to everything he has to say. When you hear
yeah,
Manchester United ex players talking about Alex Ferguson, you hear them speak with even tremble, even at this specific time when they are
yeah,
being under him. So you can understand. Then even in the midst of that, there is still a feeling of love as well. So you could see that balance, and I think that is the pinnacle of it. But Eric Ten Hag has not even been able. So I think more and more is presence and man management more than what you are as
no, you have to be tactical as well. You have to. You can't have presence. That's good, but if you are going to win something, you need to be tactical. That's what differentiates Mister. But that's a good point. You made a good point of saying that they need someone who can make a good dressing room, make a harmonious dressing room, and also a place where players want to contribute. That's good. But
yeah.
then, talking about Manchester United, on that, it seems like Ruud van Nistelrooy has kind of brought the good vibes back to Manchester United
Mm-mm. We
because
cannot see that.
I don't know. Like from their performance, the way the Casemiro was scoring, the way Bruno was playing, the freedom with which the players were trying to move the ball around and enjoy themselves on the pitch. And also, but that could be a couple of new things. It could be new manager bounce. It could be a lot of things. But they did well in the Carabao Cup against Leicester, which was a
Okay.
good showing. Which was a good showing, I would say.
Mhm.
Unlike other people like Chelsea, which fielded a shit, not shit, my word, my bad, which fielded a very bad, not bad, which just showed a very bad performance. But then again, we fielded the B team, so a lot to be learned, lessons to be learned. So with that in mind, what did you make of the Carabao Cup futures? What do you think about the draws and how it panned out?
I think I was elated to say the very least when it was because I was busy focused on my football match. You know, Hotspur is not one to take with a shrug of your shoulder. I think Lapti was after the jugular of an onslaught for better part of the match, but we were able to in the like sea of chances that we had, we put away one or two, thanks to Gakpo. Although the match turned into a freak show at the dying embers, but thank God we had already done our jobs before
It
that
was
time.
it could have been it could have gone in that way in the match. It could have gone in that way that Liverpool match. It was
No,
just
we
nice
had
play
done
because
our deal.
Brighton could have been two 3-0 up before you guys even started doing anything.
No, I think the only
Brighton
actual
thought they
chance.
had a chance.
Yes, that's about the only chance they had.
I
At,
think they had a couple of more chances, but
no,
that
they didn't
that
have any
that
chance.
aside, even towards the end of the game, you guys also were very loose.
Yeah, yeah, that's in the context of in the bigger picture of the context of the game. I think after Lapti had missed the goal, they were still throughout, and then we started scoring, and we were missing chances for fun. I think it wasn't really chances outrightly, but like throwing on goals. I think we had a 3v1 that we missed, and a lot of chances that could have been put away. Gakpo then became selfish and then started scoring by himself. And then I think they got one back, and then Luis Diaz killed it off, and they scored at the 90th minute. 90th, I think the extra time plus two.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so the match was basically settled before they had even scored the third goal, the second goal.
Yeah,
So
of course, of course. I would say Liverpool would put in a good performance with their. It wasn't their second string team. It was a mixture. It was a mixture.
it was basically the second team
So
that
who was
was
basically the
built.
second team?
Okay, so the lineup for
Who was the
Liverpool was
centre back pairing?
the centre back pairing was Gerald Ponsa and Gomez with Conor Bradley at the right back.
So it was second string with defense. What's the midfield?
The midfield was Wataru Endo. We had one of our youth boys. I've forgotten his name. Coming. His name eludes me, and then I think Curtis Jones was at the center of the park with them, and
And
then
then up front, you had Gakpo. You had who do you have
so
again?
up front we had Gakpo, Soboslai, and our pivot was Soboslai as well as Luis Diaz covering in
So
for
you had
Salah.
Luis Diaz, you had Gakpo, and who else? Did you have Nunes?
No, Soboslai.
Sabaslan. Okay.
Yes.
So the
So,
midfield, you played Jones. So do you play
yeah.
two strikers? Didn't you play wingers? Two wingers.
No, Soboslai was a pivot man. He played as the 9 man for the match.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few first team players in there, but
Yeah,
you can call it a B team. That's a fair point there.
that is that.
What do you
Now
think
coming
about?
to coming to Chelsea's match, which was the highlight of my night, basically. I thought I was happy when we won, when we were winning by the first second half. Then I saw Chelsea 2-0 down. Axel Disasi had on goal, and I was like, wow. I think it's my birthday. So I looked through the team. Philip Jorgensen. Okay, you had Enzo Fernandez as well as
Yeah, we had a few second string,
okay, okay,
essentially.
Tosin
It's not like
Aradibayo.
we didn't deserve to win the match. To be honest, we
Yeah,
didn't play
you
with any
guys.
fight, and also Newcastle fielded their first team. They literally fielded their main team for the match.
Yeah, yeah. Newcastle came serious. You guys were playing, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that's the only
also
way.
the two goals that they considered were as a result of the two full centre backs that we had. The first one was
I can still hear, see your voice. I think you're still bitter about that match. You
yeah,
can,
yeah,
you can,
because the two goals we literally died on the goals. So
yeah, 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 yeah.
it could have ended 0-0. Like, and also what's his
I
name?
think they missed some chances as well.
Felix was missing for fun.
Yeah, Felix, yeah.
Joao Felix was
Well,
missing goals for fun, but that's I wasn't wanting to. Carabao Cup is not something that will put me off. So my focus is on the league, and
yeah.
my focus is on top four and to be back in the Champions League. So this
So,
one, we literally listed all our main players, and on Sunday, United are going to get the full strength squad. But that's a topic that we'll discuss down later. Then, what do you make of Tottenham at Man City?
yeah, Tottenham Man City was one of those matches where Man City could have gone home 6-0 down, and I'm not exaggerating, but I think Timo Werner, I think with every passing match shows why he should probably still be back in Leipzig. Just
Yeah. He was very poor. He scored a goal. Was he the one that scored? He scored a goal and he
yeah.
missed a sliotar.
No, I don't even. I'm not even talking about the goals he missed because he missing goals. I think at this point he's just like a human breathing air, right? So it's no longer something new. But like I think the amount of chances he could have, like there were a lot of chances because the goal he scored was a clean throw from Kulisevsky using his weaker foot to put him on, and all he had to do was tap it in. And then he had an opportunity to do that several times for Brandon Johnson, and all he did was play weak passes over and over and over. I think at some point I just got tired of watching him play because I felt I felt that Tottenham should have someone in the academy that could do better. Like, is there no one that is on free transfer or like
I think they're playing him
the
because of
guy
his
is
pace. I think it's
yeah
because of his pace.
even when he had this sliotar because of his pace, he was put clean through. He used his pace to make up ground, and then he went off the point because when he was put clean through, I thought he would open up his body, basic stuff. Open up your body for someone that trains with Son Heung-min. Don't you learn anything? Open up your body, place it, put it on the second bar.
That's typical Timo Werner.
Why why go to your weaker foot? It doesn't even make any sense.
That's typical. So
So
talking
I think
about the match, I think
ah
it was a good outing for them. Now Man City were not really in that game to win it. They just fielded
yeah.
a player. Even the players they fielded were not even serious enough. So
I think the only shocker was Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. What you were saying?
yeah, Crystal Palace Aston Villa, that was a shocking one. But it seems Crystal Palace have found their groove,
Yeah.
which might make this Wolves game
Mm,
quite interesting over the weekend because they're
yeah.
playing each other. But that would be a difficult one for. What do you make of Brentford? Brentford had also. It was 1-1, I think, and then penalty shootout, wasn't it? Or was it? Yeah,
Okay, no. Wait.
yeah, I think it's penalty shootout.
Okay.
1-1.
Penalty shoot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, so
I think I think with these teams with new competitions, they are just new. It's like changing clothing because the team that was fielded was literally people that I don't even think they fully yet. Because with Fabio Carvalho, Shade, I think I spoke about Calvin Shade at length in the last, I think in the last two episodes of the show, of how he was out of sorts in the match that they had played. And you look at Lewis Kenny, who Lewis Potter. That's actually a left back. I think I bought him in my FPL like a season ago. He's actually a left back player that was turned into because of his pace. I don't think he would finish if his life depended on it, but I think he's putting in a shift in the sense of you know creating that danger there. But then you have Jansen Yanelt. I think Yanelt is actually his first team player, but Mbeumo being in the team should have helped them see off Sheffield Wednesday seamlessly, but for some reason, I think they had a hard time. I think Sheffield Wednesday brought their A game basically,
That's the
and
thing with cup games,
mm,
isn't it? That's the thing
yeah,
with cup
yeah,
games. It's always like
mm,
that. But that's
yeah.
good. Well, that's now. I think the main contenders up there. But at least this time around, it's not going to be Liverpool Chelsea final. At least
Yeah,
we've had that for
2 years running.
three consecutive years,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and we don't need that anymore. So at this point, Liverpool can go and win it. But yeah, I think that
Uh,
might be something. Either Tottenham, this is their chance to actually win something because City is out.
no, no. About Tottenham, Tottenham is never winning any trophy. I think they are allergic
No,
to.
they never. I think it's time for them to. It's
I
time for
think
them to not be Spursy, isn't it?
I think after Mourinho, I don't think never say never still applies to them because you literally said never when you literally had your one hand on the trophy.
Yeah.
So that's like retrogression after reaching the pinnacle. And I will tell you if any team is to play is to play Tottenham at the finals, I'll probably bet a limb that they will lose it because of maybe I forgot what's the name of their manager, their president, right? He might have thrown a tantrum before that period and it's like,
Oh
mhm,
no.
and said, sorry, turn the tantrum and make sure that they don't get to win it. So it's crazy, but like yeah, I don't
Is it
actually
Woodward?
rate.
No, it's not
Yeah,
Woodward. Is it?
no, no, I do what. No, I do
Oh,
what.
the other guy that is
Yeah,
starting
that
as well.
yeah. So the guy is. I think that after that, I don't really see them as contenders for anything.
That's good for them. I think this is their time to actually win with
But
all the teams. I think Liverpool will still go out at some point, maybe when
I
some.
think I think the stuff with cup matches is just that it depends on the mood of the
Yeah,
season.
they
Just
should
like
take it
Manchester United.
serious.
Yeah,
They should take it serious. They should be playing some in those games. But it's up to them at this point.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Up next, we're going to be discussing the preview of the game week 10, looking
Mm-hmm.
at the matchups and what we're expecting from these matchups. So we're going to start with Arsenal, Newcastle. What do you think? What do you think the Gunners are going to do
Now
against
Arsenal Newcastle. Yeah,
against the Saints?
yeah. Arsenal Newcastle with the Saints at home. Yeah, yeah. With the Saints at home, I think that would be a breeze through for the Saints because.
Yeah, yeah,
I think Arteta was able to have a field day with Liverpool because Slot was trying to be too cautious, maybe get that new Premier League vibe and all that. So he was trying to like top six, trying to be very very conservative. I think with Newcastle, come Saturday, it's not going to be a petty show. I think Newcastle will come at them with everything they have, and I think Newcastle is not about to be fatigued anytime soon. It will still come when they will get fatigued, but the way they're throwing players at competitions, it's obviously going to happen eventually. But with Tonali and Gumaresh, men that look as though they are playing with drugs on right now, I don't think Arsenal's midfield with all their tactical game. I think all tactics will go out of the win when because the thing with Man City with Newcastle is that they know how to make you like dump all your tacticality because they will make it a physical game. And when it becomes a
Yeah.
physical game, it becomes a dirty game. And when it becomes a dirty game, it becomes just like I think in the case of Chelsea, you will see how Isaac had an open chance, just a ball over the top. Fofana could not handle it. Boom, 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 boom. It's a chance, right? So I think that's what they will try to make of it. We will make it physicality running, and I don't think as Manchester in sorry Arsenal has that cohesion to be able to handle that at this point, right? So I think Newcastle will win comfortably. It might not be a high scoring goal, a high scoring match, but like in the context of the match, like
Yeah.
someone who's seen it, Newcastle should be able to see them off with I think a goal or two margin, probably 2-1, 3-1 or the like.
I hope that's what happens. But I would say, from the point of view of freshness, I would say Liverpool by what's it, Newcastle by
Arsenal.
4.
Mm.
Newcastle, given that they played a strong team this midweek, might not be. But it depends. It depends on what happens because they've literally just played a strong team against Chelsea, and if they're fielding another strong team, but it depends on the type of Arsenal that turns up, and also whether the St James crowd will be able to kind of influence the performance of Arsenal. But all in all, it's an open game. It's also a boogie game because it's 12:30 kickoff, so you always get
Mm.
big teams lose then. But
Mm.
that's it. Moving on to the next one. What do you think of you guys against Brighton?
Okay, Liverpool against Brighton. Haven't seen a preview of the match, right? I think it might be one that we actually see of not to I not find it too hard to see off the match in the sense of it was basically a game of tactics between Anna Slot and Brighton, and the minute the first goal went in, Hotspur fell. He went into contingency mode and he was trying to get a goal back. And I think at that point, an ideal Liverpool team should have had more goals in the back of the net. But I don't really know. But I think he was able to manage the game properly. I think Gravenberch will also be present, and the high line would be something we'll be able to push through and stuff. So I don't think Brighton is not a frantic team, right? They are not out there like trying to like cause upsets. They are trying to like break teams down, play tactically and stuff. And that is actually where Liverpool is actually very good at
So are you
trying to
expecting a
understand you.
high scoring game then?
No, I'm not. It actually might not be a high scoring goal. I think Liverpool keeps a clean sheet and we just play 2-0.
Clean sheet against
Yeah,
Brighton.
yeah.
I
I think it's I think it's one way we can keep a clean sheet. Because anyways, everything goes down to Van Dijk because he has been very terrible in the recent ways in recent days. But I think Konate, with his excesses, I think Konate should be able to clean this one up. So I just think a 2-0 match. Yeah, 2-0 win for Liverpool.
Then moving on to the because it's going to be a battle of the relegations this week game week because you see Ipswich
Yeah.
against Leicester City. What do you
Mm.
think about that? And also Everton Southampton Everton.
So Ipswich versus Leicester. Where was this switch on display during the EFL Cup? So they weren't. No, they weren't on.
No, I'm not
No,
sure if they
no, they
were.
were. I've just gone through the list. They
Yeah,
actually no, they actually weren't
they
on
are well
display.
rested.
Yeah, so they're probably well rested, right? And Ipswich Ipswich is actually a team almost like Newcastle, and I think the lap was rested the week before. So with that said, and with Leicester traveling again to Ipswich, I think Ipswich gets the win. But I would say probably a 3-1 victory for Ipswich
Okay, okay.
because.
Yeah, I agree with your logic,
Mm,
but I think with these games also there's an element of it could go either way. But with the way Ipswich have been playing, the way they've been scoring goals,
mm,
barring
mm,
any surprises, they should go over this one. So
yeah.
what of Everton? It seems Everton.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of Everton?
I think Everton.
Aston Villa.
That's
Aston
Everton
Villa
Aston
playing
Villa.
against losing
No, no, no.
against.
That is Southampton versus Everton, though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Southampton
Yeah,
Everton. No, no Everton. No, sorry.
Southampton Everton. That is a straight one. I think that's a very straight one.
A straight. In
Yeah,
what way?
Everton. Everton gets takes the win seamlessly. Southampton is not a serious team. They didn't come to the Premier League to come and do anything. They just came to show that they are coming from Championship and going back. Yeah,
So you say Everton takes the win.
yeah.
So
Everton takes the
you think
win.
the good football of Southampton is not gonna penetrate? Well, anyway,
Yeah, no,
it's
no.
games on that.
It's actually good football. It's actually good football that Shondai should pounce on, because what Southampton basically does. Because funny enough, they I think I think a good chunk of their match against Manchester City,
Yeah.
and I think for the better half of the first half, they had the most possession. They were just passing the ball. They dedicated a lot of players to just passing the ball amongst each other, and they didn't take any bites. So I think that's what they will still try to do. And McNeil will probably score a long range strike, or Cavallero will make an incisive run, and their defense falls apart this week.
Yeah.
They
They have
just
a fragile defense.
yeah, they just break down. So, and they obviously know they will be coming out against Everton. So
What
I
of
think it should.
yeah. What of
Mm.
Wolves Crystal Palace? What do you think about Wolves
Yeah,
Crystal Palace?
that's one I won't be able to predict, because Wolves is frantic. Crystal Palace has finally gotten their acts right, and they are trying to,
They seem to have got
yeah,
the ship sailing in the right direction. But
yeah,
I think Wolves have been better than the table have given them
yeah,
credit for.
obviously.
So I
Hmm.
think this is the game where Wolves get what they deserve. This is the game where Cunha banks 2 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, see,
And Nori banks an assist and probably a goal.
yeah, so the stuff is this. The stuff is this. I think it doesn't get to that amount, but I think it's probably gets to, because if they are to turn it into a goal freak show, right? What's going to happen is that they would also be loose, and Eberechieze would also run riot on their own end of their goalpost. But the thing is this, obviously, I think you're very right. But the thing is this, okay, with the recent form of Crystal Palace, right? I don't think it will just be a run through for Konya and the lot of them. I think probably Crystal Palace will try to control the game and try to
Crystal
break
Palace is
down.
playing Carabao Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and they're also traveling. I think that's also going to be
So they're
strenuous
going
on
back to
them.
Wolverhampton.
Yeah, so obviously they are going to look to contain. They are obviously going to look to contain,
They
and
are going to
they're not going
yeah,
to.
they are going to look to
Yeah,
contain.
Wolves. I think Wolves takes this
Wolves
one
are
though.
going
Yeah,
to pin them. So this game,
yeah,
this is a Cunha
Wolves.
show.
Yeah, this is a Konya show. I think I agree with that.
And then moving on to Tottenham Hotspur's Aston Villa.
Okay, yeah, this is actually a match no one should miss, because it's going to be two people just running at each other for fun. It's going to be.
They're going to be tackling. They're going to
It's
see
actually,
what what works.
I think this will be the most exciting match, in the sense of I think as in the sense of not probably stage or sentiments, because that's obviously Manchester United versus Chelsea. But I think when you're trying to try to talk about like watching a match and seeing all the fireworks, I think this is the match for you. You are going to literally see everything in this match. You are going to see the worst defense. You are going to see men dribbling. You are going to every single thing, long range strikes.
The full works.
The full works will be here. Like I think this is Premier League's birthday gift to anyone that doesn't see football. I think you obviously enjoy this.
Talking about the full works in terms of goals, we've got Fulham, which looks like a decent team, going to
Brentford.
playing Brentford, which looks like a team that scores a lot of goals but concedes a lot.
Yeah,
So that might
yeah,
also be a cracker, depending on how
yeah,
Fulham plays the game, isn't it?
yeah. I think Fulham's manager, what's his name again? I
Salvio, what's his name?
no
Marco
no,
Silva.
it's Marco Silva. So I think Marco Silva, yeah, Marco Silva is actually a tactician in the way he tries to approach his stuff. So,
Okay.
but I think with the players he has now, he's obviously more tactical in the sense of trying to play that midfield game, right? So I think he will be able to take the advantage of the tiredness of Brentford team in the sense of breaking them down because I think Smith Rowe has been immaculate come this season as well as Alex Iwobi taking their chances, and creating and making their chances. But I think they're also vulnerable at the back with Calvin Bassey and what's his name? Is it Musa also that
Yeah.
creating having like freak shows here and there. But like I think Brentford will be able to break them down. But I think that Brentford is actually a team that works with set piece a lot, which
Yeah.
is where actually the Fulham players don't Issa Diop. That is his prowess. Like when you break down Calvin Bassey and Issa Diop, it's usually it's either when you just show a schmidt of of midfield tacticality. They'll be like, yeah, you got us right. But when you're trying to do all those physical works, jumping, bodying, nah. Calvin Bassey has you every day, any day, as well as
Yeah.
Diop. So that when it comes to the physicality battle, no, that is I think they're actually a very solid team. But when it comes to that interplay and stuff, they won't be able to read it. So I think that's also a disadvantage for Brentford. The fact that they are tired and they also going to, since their game plan is actually based around physicality with their set pieces, right? I think that's also still going to also be stale in the sense of the defenders they are coming up against. And I think
Talking
Marco Silva
about
should be able
also
to see that.
still matches, I think the still match of the weekend might be Nottingham Forest West Ham. But I might be wrong. It might be a Chris Wu show. But I think that
Not
match
yet.
has a kind of would I say no pragmatism. That's the word. Pragmatism written over it. With Nottingham
Mm.
Forest hosting West Ham. And I don't know whether Kudus is back for that game. I'm not sure he's back. So it's going to be probably one in the 1-1s or 0-0. But it could open up. Who knows? A red card could open the game up.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
with that said on that, now to the big fish of the weekend.
Yeah, I think for this one I predict a draw.
Okay.
Obviously, yeah, I think the Premier League would. I think they will probably have one of these crazy
Taylor
referees.
moments.
Yeah, have they will probably have Anthony Taylor or his
For which
brothers
match?
for the Manchester United match. Let me see. I think they okay, okay.
I think
Robert
no, it's not Anthony Taylor.
Robert Jones.
I think he's
They said Robert Jones.
yeah. I think he's a good manager. He's a good
I think yeah, okay, Robert Jones. This is actually a very good one. But you know the funny stuff is this.
I think
I actually
James
had
Mason is the controversial person.
who is that?
I can't remember again. I don't know who is the
Okay, let me see. Okay,
but this
let's see.
match is one that is either
No,
It's not like something will come
there's
easily.
no there's no controlling the game. Whenever anybody scores, just just have it in the at the back of your mind that it will still you will still eventually have to. Someone can cook at any point.
We can control the game with Caicedo and Lavia. It's just the thing is, can the defense decide not to make mistake? Because they always have a mistake in them. So
Okay, the
hopefully
fourth
if they make
official, Anthony
mistake,
Taylor.
if they make
As
mistake,
mm,
it's Anthony Taylor.
yeah, Anthony Taylor is the fourth official, and then Stuart Antwell is okay. These are the touchline by Stuart Antwell. Anthony Taylor is the fourth official. I haven't been able to lay my eyes on.
The referee is okay. I think that referee is a good one.
No, the referee himself is actually a very good one. But when you talk about the subordinates,
The
you know,
subordinates are
he's surrounded by vultures.
but anyway, Vieira has always been going against Manchester United, so I don't
No,
mind him going against them once more. So,
no, it is.
but
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a match. It's
yeah, it's
not
going to
going
be
to
a
be a
KG one.
match that is going to be frantic.
Yeah.
It's going to be a frantic 2-2, 3-3, 4-3-3, and
Nah, no, 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 no. I don't think so. I don't think so.
because
I think
Manchester
everybody will
United
bring.
they are not going to stay back. They are not going to stay
No,
back. It's at their own risk.
everybody. Yeah, it is this. I think everybody, because of the coaches, Mascara as well as Ruben Van Nistelrooy, I think they will play it safe. I think the first half will be one of the most boring sceneries we'll be seeing because
Yeah,
I think obviously a player will be dedicated to Copama and Bruno Fernandez will probably play from deep, and that will just make first half
Fernandez
very
is not
very
going to start
boring.
that game. Fernandez is not starting.
On red card,
No, 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 no. But he's no longer. He's in the B team now. Fernandez is in the B team.
Bruno Fernandez.
Oh, you're talking of Bruno. Oh, I thought you were talking of
Oh,
Enzo Fernandez.
no, 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 not Enzo Fernandez. I mean how the two teams will be able to approach it because Poco Palmer obviously would be, if not on a leash, the match would be end to end, back and forth because Kopama obviously just does what he feels is good immediately, and then he can actually cause problems defensively over when it comes to an overturn. But I think in this sense, someone will be dedicated to him from Manchester United. I think at the first half, probably he will do a good job in trying to stalemate Kopama. Then Manchester United also will be also trying to play safe. I think the two coaches will try to be conservative. But when it comes to the second half, I think that's when the match will begin to open up, and then one person will just take it, or it will end as a draw. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm predicting a draw, or I'm predicting a draw, but I'm predicting a high scoring draw. No, no,
okay.
I'm not predicting it. I'm predicting a high scoring win for Chelsea. So I'm seeing something like 4-2. I'm seeing Chelsea going up 2-0 first half. Second half come, Chelsea make a mistake, concede one goal. Then the match goes into a bit of addendum, and
Back and forth.
Chelsea score another one, and Manchester United in a bid to score again, score 3-2. Is now at the edge. Manchester United is trying to score to equalize, then score another one. So it's 4-2 this match.
Okay,
Two
okay.
goals for
I think I
two
think
goals and two assists for Cole Palmer.
he will be involved in every all the goals.
It's going to be a Cole Palmer masterclass.
Okay, okay. I think he scored a hat trick against them last season. So
Yeah, it's going to be a Cole
yeah,
Palmer masterclass.
I
I'm
think
seeing
every
something
match
like
now you guys play these days is a Kopama show.
no, no, no. It's not a Cole Palmer show. We've had an Amadueke show.
No, that was basically a Kopama show. That Madueke did not play anything in that match.
In
I
that
watched
match,
it. That was no, he did not do anything.
it was a Cole Palmer show. But this
It's a
one,
Kopama show. Madueke did not. Madueke was just basically she's shooting from the left wing. Kopama was basically delivering to him. I think Kopama
that's
scored,
good.
gave
It's a
four
nice
assists on
enjoying
that thing.
show.
Yeah,
It's good. I think we're close to an hour. An hour is up
yeah,
now,
yeah,
and we've done a good job. We've analyzed, we've dissected, we've even
yeah,
marinated, and predicted everything that is
yeah,
happening this weekend. And
yeah.
with this, I say thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.